Hey everybody, this is Adrian from the channel Age Spade 13 with another edition of What's in My Crate. And today is Saturday, so I want to talk about soundtracks. I love soundtracks. About 30 years ago, when I was a young guy, we didn't have the internet. The only uh, portal into culture or music or fashion was the television or the big screen. And that's where, I, you know, discovered good music. Cats and fish. I discovered good music. I discovered fashion. I discovered culture, everything. That was my window into the world, from being in a small town from Texas. And so growing up, we didn't. There wasn't a whole. There was. I mean, there were record stores. I didn't know. I wasn't aware of their existence. The only place I knew to get music was the mall. When I would go on errands with my mother. As soon as we hit the mall, I would bolt, and I would either go to the toy store or the arcade or the music store. And back then, we had a place called Musicland. And so growing up, if I heard a really good song on a movie, I would wait till the end credits, and I'd get all the way to the bottom of the end credits where they would credit the music, and I would remember what the name of the song was, and then I would look to see who had played it. And so, if it was Black Sabbath Paranoid, then I would go to the store and the music land, and I would look under B, and sure enough, Black Sabbath wouldn't be there. Because they were very limited with their stock, so they could only carry so much. They didn't have a very diverse selection of music. So the way I kind of got around things was through soundtracks. So usually, if the movie was somewhat relevant or somewhat new, then the songs would be on the soundtrack. So the one I'm going to speak about today is the 1993 movie Dazed and Confused, directed by Richard Linklater. And I love this movie, particularly because it's set in Texas. It's set in Austin, and the story revolves around a character named Randall Pink Floyd. And it's the last day of school in 1976, and you have this, these different stories going on about, from the time the bell rings till the end of the night, and what these characters, the hijinks they get into. And I love the music for the aesthetic, just the 70s. The guys are wearing like blue jeans and t-shirts, and they were driving around in muscle cars, and they were listening to badass music, and the soundtrack was chock full of good stuff. You had ZZ Top Tush, you had Deep Purple Highway Star, Hey Baby, Ted Nugent, Alice Cooper, School's Out, So all of these songs, all these artists, their records weren't really out at the time, for instance, what I got here is ZZ Top Fandango and Black Oak, Arkansas. So these are the two I'm going to be playing for y'all today. Like I said, back then it was just music was kind of hard to come by. If you lived in a bigger city, you would obviously go to a record store and buy whatever record was there. They had nice big record stores. Like San Diego had Off the Record. I'm not familiar with anything around here in Houston or whatever, but I didn't have a car back then, and I couldn't just hop in my car and go drive to a big city and go music shopping. So I was just limited to what was there. And back in the 90s, they had a lot of good soundtracks. Dazed and Confused is a good one. Pulp Fiction's another good one. Anything from Martin Scorsese, was pretty good. Had good music. I particularly like Scorsese stuff because I mean he had everything from doo-wop to punk rock, So anyway, without any further ado, I'm gonna play Tush from ZZ Top, and I'm gonna play Lord Have Mercy on My Soul by Black Oak, Arkansas. I hope you enjoy That was ZZ Top, Tush. And before the soundtrack came out, I had heard the song before in other movies, but I didn't own it until I bought the Dazed and Confused soundtrack. So I played the hell out of it back in the day. This is Black Oak, Arkansas. They had two songs on the soundtrack. One was Jim Dandy, and the other was Lord Have Mercy on My Soul. So I don't have Jim Dandy, but I do have. There's this whole heaven and hell, good and bad thing, but maybe it's what we can go into this song. There it was. ZZ Top's Tush and Black Oak, Arkansas's Lord Have Mercy on My Soul. Like I said, the soundtrack is really good. When I was doing my research, I saw a Spotify playlist that plays every song in order that they come out in the movie, which is really cool. I'm going to try to see if I can post a link to the description. If you've never seen Dazed and Confused, there's obviously something wrong with you and you need to watch that right away. If I can find out where it's streaming, I'll also put that in the description. Like I said, that was back in high school, I think, because when it came out for me, it just, it was awesome, and I was very inspired by it, and I went out, and back then I just go shop at the thrift store, so I'd find a pair of like corduroy bell bottoms, and I think I had like an old pair of like Beetle boots with a side zipper, and like a Farrah Fawcett, t-shirt and stuff. And it was a good time. It was fun, because back then, there was like this 70s revival. Everybody was dressing like hippies and listening to Led Zeppelin, and so it was pretty cool. And what's funny about that is, I thought that, Led Zeppelin and a couple other of these bands were like, I wrote it off as like hippie bullshit, But then, like later in life, I realized that it was more blues driven. Most of these bands that came out of England were, wildly influenced by the blues, So I had a misgiving about that. And now I know, so now I enjoy it. But anyway, back then it was funny. It was a good time. And like I said, I don't really want to get too lost in things, but Black Oak, Arkansas is really good. This is really good Southern rock. The lead singer Jim Dandy is a character. Plays the washboard. But they have good songs on this particular album, their self-titled album. We have Uncle Elijah, Hot and Nasty, which I always bother my wife by singing Hot and Nasty. But yeah, it's a good one. And obviously ZZ Top's Fandango, which Tush is on, is another good one. A lot of good songs on this one. If you ever get a chance to buy this or listen to it, it's really good. Mexican Blackbird's a good song. The first half is a live album, and it was recorded in New Orleans, and got some pretty good songs on it. And then the second half was in the studio, which I like. I like it when they do those half and half ones. But yeah, this is really good. This was released in '75. ZZ Top's is probably one of my really solid favorite bands. Billy Gibbons, Dusty Hill, rest in peace, Dusty Hill, and Frank Beard. They had the same lineup for years and years and years and years and years. They started out as a psychedelic band called Moving Sidewalks back in the '60s. But yeah, I love ZZ Top. So check that out. I'm gonna post links to both these albums. I'm gonna try to post links to the Spotify playlist. Check everything out. I'm gonna keep making videos until I run out of stuff to make videos about. But I've been, I'm blessed right now. I have a nice camera, a nice phone, which has a nice camera. I have, the space to do this, make this video. I have all the equipment. I've been collecting these records for probably about the last 8 years. And, it's nice. I feel, it's nice to pull these out, and play them and talk about them. I've really, really, really been enjoying doing this, and I look forward to making more videos. So, always like the video, subscribe to my channel, comment, let me know if you were as moved as I was about this, with this soundtrack, if any of these songs mean anything to you, and post your favorite song, and like I said, tomorrow, Sunday, if I have the ability to make a video tomorrow, I will probably do something on soul music, make it a Soul Sunday, and yeah. have a good one, guys.